yeah, I've seen it. It's ugly. You don't want that.
I want my cool wave brakes.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Doug Tech Talks. I'm your host Eddie Horton, and today we're going to be talking about 1960s, 1970s vans. Way cool. Stuff is so cool, it's beyond cool. Now let me tell you, mag wheels, big murals, huge paint, angel hair. It doesn't get any better than this. These things were awesome. And you know what they had? Personality. You couldn't just have a van with nothing. Your van had to have it all. And you just did it a little at a time. The greatest things about these vans was they were built at home in the garage by the person that bought it. You didn't take it to a customizing shop. No, that's useless. You got to do it yourself in your garage with your own hand tools that you bought at the local hardware store. That's where it's at. Okay, I know what you're going to say. Bad gas mileage. Yeah, they were terrible gas mileage. They leaked oil. They leaked transmission fluid. Sometimes they didn't even start. They had batteries in them that were the size of a small car battery. And guess what? You had enough accessories in there to run to half the city. TVs, big huge stereos. They had lights for days. Lights on the inside, lights on the outside, power sunroofs. They had it all. Power windows. And just a ton of ground effects. Now those didn't affect the battery. Now, another thing they had were names. You had to name your van. This is like the most important thing you can do. Okay, we had names like the Pearl. We had the Wild Cherry. We had Stabbin' Cabin. We had the, what was the other? Oh, Vangerine. Yeah, because it was orange. And we had Banana. You know why? Because it was yellow. We had great names for these cars back, or vans back in the day, I'm sorry. So, don't forget, if you get a van, you got to name it. That's the most important thing. Name your van. If you drive around, I mean, you won't walk around with a brand new born baby with no name, would you? So why would you drive a van without a name? Get with the program, people.
I want my cool wave brakes.
I mean, it was like music and vans, like peanut butter and jelly. They just went together. You've never seen one without the other. So let's get boogie in here and talk about buying your first 60s or 70s vans. Now, the first thing you're going to have to realize is their style. You got your own style. No two people are alike, and no 60s and 70s vans are alike either. Now, you have to know, what kind of van do you want? You want a Ford, GM, Chrysler? You want a Dodge? You want a long van, a short van? You want a 4x4 van? They had those too. Kind of weird, but they had them. Now listen, when you're picking out your van, don't rush this. Don't rush out there and buy the first cheap van you can get your hands on. You want to take your time. You got to go up and talk to it. Kind of feel the lines. See if it's for you. You don't want to get it home and realize, I hate this stinking van. It's terrible. No. And then stand back and vision it. Can you see it with your wheels, your touches? That's what you got to know. You got to know if that van is you. That van is an extension of everything that you've done in your life from high school to wherever your crusty butt is now. I don't know, like 30, 40, 50, even 60. You know, hey, make the van yours. In 1960, Chevy made the first van. It was a Corvair Greenbrier. They didn't sell many. It was a terrible looking thing. Now, I know there's going to be some of you offended. I'm sorry. I know you might like those. But they were awful. They had nothing to offer. I mean, the Corvair was a flop anyway. So, in 61, that's when it all started. We came out with some cool vans. They weren't very good in crashes, though. They were very flat-nosed, and if you got into an accident, your legs ended up underneath your butt. Not a good deal. You didn't spend a lot of days in the hospital. You had to be very cautious and a very good driver. Another thing you want to watch out for when you're buying your van, how long has it been sitting? Does it run? I mean, you can pay $500 for a van. Remember what I said about the thing with the Jeeps and the tools and being good? You better be real good, because I'm telling you, it's going to need a lot of work if you're buying a $500 van, all right? You can't buy a van for $500 and not expect to work on it. But what you can do, if you spend a little bit more money, you get into that $5,000, $10,000 range, hey, you're getting a great van. And you can put your touches on it to what somebody else started. Now, if you're not one for following somebody else's footsteps, you can time and your wife's permission, you can build the van that you've always wanted. That's the great thing about these vans. I'm talking about bubble roofs, bubble windows. These windows on the sides of these things came in every kind of shape you can imagine. Had the little Playboy bunny thing. Some were rock and roll guitars, diamonds, circles, little clover leaves. They had all the emblems. They had the Ford Oval. They had the Chevy logo. And they even had the Chrysler star. Now, these all looked great. And you could put as many in as you wanted. Some guys had 2 or 3 of them on each side. They looked great. The good thing about this is it doesn't look like anybody else's. So pick your windows out and make that van yours on the outside as well as the inside. Also, when you're doing the outside, there are some places out there that you can still get some period correct ground effects. These can include fender flares that go into running boards, chin spoilers, rear roll pans. These things are great, and they all look so cool. They even got visors now for the windshield, and they got one called the ball cap. Kind of watch that one. It likes to catch too much wind and blow off your rig. You don't want that to happen. Now, they have a thing called the vanning community, and these guys are van crazy. They love it, all right? And I have some, we have some stuff that we're going to post at the end of the show where you can pick up some of these custom pieces. You can always pick them up at Mr. Tailight. He has everything for your van. But there is a guy named Kurt Collins. I think it's Van Crazy Customs. I'll have to look that up, but we'll get it for you. And we'll have that at the bottom with his information and his phone number. He is repopping all these fiberglass parts that he got. These are real J&J parts from the 60s. If you want authentic, it don't get any more authentic than his stuff. We'll get you that information. Now, onward to wheels. One of my favorite topics. I love wheels. I mean, wheels can take a car from drab nothing grandma ride to the Lincoln hot rod it needs to be. I mean, these things can be in aluminum. They can be in steel. They can be chrome. They can be polished. They can be steel wheels that are just painted. They even have people out there that take an aluminum blank and put it in a CNC machine, and you can get your own stuff put on there. They got hydro dipping for wheels now. They got all kinds of stuff out there that you can do to make those wheels fit your van and your personality. Now, we got side pipes. We got LED headlights. We got hood scoops. We got antennas. And there's one thing you have to have in your van. When I said antenna, I'm not talking about the radio. You got to have a CB, a Citizens Band radio. What comes along with a Citizens Band radio, you say? You need a CB handle. If you don't know what that is, you need to look it up. Women's, they always like to be called peaches. I don't know why, but they loved it. And men's most popular one I think I heard was Big Red. I don't know what was big and I don't know what was red, but I don't want to know. All right? You got to have a CB in your rig, or it's not really a 60s or 70s van.
I want my